Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Cholifa Aisyah. I'm from English Education Department, Jenderal Sudirman University. In here, I will present you about my result report at SMP N 7 Purwokerto during PLP or Introduction School Environmental. And here is the report. The title of this report is Implementation of Blended Learning at SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. The profile of SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. The school name is SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. Is located at Hosnoto Suwiryo number 1, and the village is Teluk, Purwokerto Selatan Subdistrict, Banyumas Regency. For the telephone number is 0281635822, and the postcode is 53145, and the NSS or school number is 20103022430. And this is years of building of SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto, and the kind of school is conventional. The school status is negeri. SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto is the integration of ST or Sekolah Teknik Negeri 1 Purwokerto, where Sekolah Negeri 7 Purwokerto was located at Jalan Jenderal Gatot Subroto number 75, became a location with STM Negeri Purwokerto. Now it's named SMK 2 Purwokerto. Physically, the school wants to build a mosque, disease-related iman and taqwa, and character formation. Previously, there was a very Friday prayer and Zuhur prayer together. For non-Islamic religions, they are themselves and managed by their own religious teachers or invite other teachers from outside the school. The mission and new vision of SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto has a new vision. They are realizing the citizens of SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto apik or agamis, prestasi, integritas, and kompak. For the mission is, first, guide and nurture students to become human beings who believe, fare good, and be noble. 2. Educate, teach, and train students to be able to reason critically and creatively by utilizing information technology. Third is build and shape the character of students through habituation in order to become independent and global diversity. Fourth is prevent pollution and preserve the environment to remain conducive and productive with the spirit of gotong royong. The relation of SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto with other institutes. The first is cooperate with Anwar Solihin Boarding School in religious activities. The second, South Purwokerto Health Center cooperates in the field of student health. Yesterday also submit a letter of application for vaccines for students because there are 160 students who have not been vaccinated. The third is parties to cooperate and in the field of borrowing for extracurricular football activities. And the last is SMK Telkom and SMK Kesatrian cooperate in Bintek atau or Bina Teknologi. And then learning condition. Current school conditions in SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto implements a blended learning scale. School starts at 7 in the first hours of lesson at 7 until 7:30. There is a literacy class. Students have to read a general book at a time, and in the other class, students must read Quran alternately with the guidance of the class guardian. The system of blended learning are, in 1 week, one class generation are do face-to-face learning and come to school, while others are learning from home. For students who follow face-to-face learning, each class contains only half of the student, must healthy and body temperature must below 37. Before entering the school, it is required to wash hands and check the temperature with a temperature checker that has been given in front of the school gate. The result of the temperature checks must be right in the student's temperature data sheet that has been provided in each class. Okay, this is the result of observation of learning activity. The teacher used one shared learning plan for each meeting. Before practitioners observe the planned learning, practitioners make observation in the class that aim to find out the teaching methods used by teacher in school and the characteristics of students during teaching and learning activities, and the dynamics of life at SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. Observation activities are carried out in the form of observation of learning tools that include reference book and examples of online lesson plans used by teachers. In the 2013 curriculum, the syllabus is made by the government so that the teachers only take each core competence and indicator and then develop it into RPP or lesson plans. And then the observation did 3 times online teaching and blended learning. This observation, which aims to gain preliminary knowledge and experience regarding the ongoing teaching and learning process. This observation was carried out in 2 classes, namely is 8K and 8H. Okay, in the first observation, there is online learning. The teacher combined 2 classes, HG and H8, in one meeting. The second is blended learning. And the last observation is online learning. During the observation, practitioners observe a method that teacher use and students' behavior. Teacher use discovery learning by show the PPT or PowerPoint and the video. And there are include students' discussion, and for any student's behavior, they are have a good behavior and good response to the teacher. For the next is observation and discussion of lesson plan. The teacher used one shared lesson plan based on 2013 curriculum, and the syllabus is made by the government, so that the teachers only take each core competence and indicator and then develop it into lesson plan. In the one shared lesson plan, there are just include school identity, material, core competence, basic competences, and learning process, learning activity, and exercise for students. During PLP, practitioners always discuss about the lesson plan with the teacher, guidance, or guru pamong. This is my activity during PLP in offline. The first is guide students. So, practitioners stand by in front of the gate of school to guide students to wash their hands and check their temperature with temperature checker. And literacy. The practitioners keeping students to read the book in the class. The third is class observation. The practitioners observe learning activities in online and offline learning. And the core activity is teaching. The practitioners teach class HG and HH 3 times. And all of them did it through online. And the last is lesson plan discussion. The lesson plan discussion is we are discuss about lesson plan and learning method that can use for teaching with our guidance teacher or guru pamong. And the other activity that I have did it is Jumat Bersih. There are cleaning the school environmental and then coordinating NBK students attendance, coordinating students' temperature sheet, and then make an exercise-based AKM or assessment competition minimum, grade 8 and 9 for PHP atau penilaian harian bersama. And for the others is called an extracurricular, and coordinating lomba bulan bahasa SPEN2 or semarak lomba bulan bahasa SPEN2 to celebrate the Sumpah Pemuda Day. The next is Maulid Nabi, collect the data of book in the library, coordinating event of announcement the winner of semarak lomba bulan bahasa SPEN2. Okay, I will teaching activities. I will explain about my teaching activities in SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto. Practitioners teach two classes. There are AG and HH. At the first, practitioners enter the WhatsApp group and Google Classroom. To make easy, practitioners hold the class. Practitioners teach 3 times, and whole of them conducted by online. During teaching activities, students are respond the teacher nicely and do the assignment on time. Not many students ask about the material, and it made me prove that they are understand about the material, but made me confused if there are any students who are not understand yet but afraid to ask. The practitioners teach 3 materials. For the first meeting is giving invitation and instruction or imperative, and the second meeting is giving and asking permission. The last meeting is greeting card. For the problems during PLP, in here there are 2 problems. The first is the implementation of blended learning at SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto as a whole can be carried out well, and the system are very good. But sometimes when blended learning, students who has online learning are not joined to Google Meet. There is the problem for me, for the teacher, and the others, the friends. And the practitioners place lesson plans into classes HE and HH. HH is more active than HG, but some of them are not joined the class and did the assignment. The limited quota internet and less of enthusiasm of students is one the obstacle that practitioners face during PLP. So we have to find creative way to keep students' enthusiasm join the class even through Google Meet. For the solutions, in here I have, as a teacher, we will be faced with students who have different characteristics and backgrounds. Therefore, we must be ready and able to adapt to the new environment. We must be able to understand the needs needed by students in the school. In addition, we must be able to try to approach students and get to know their character, because each class has students with different characters. This approach is important to do, so the implementation of PLP runs smoothly and as expected. Then for the other problems, it is better for us to remind or provide plans for further learning activities using any media the day before the class, so the students are not surprised and can attend the lesson well. Okay, the last is conclusion. After implementing the Introduction to School Environment or PLP through online at SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto from September 20 and to October 2029 in SMP Negeri 7 Purwokerto, practitioners have many benefits as well as experience for good practice in matters concerning the process of activities learning to teach or activities outside the classroom, which is integrated between further practice, theory and development, and is the application of the theory have been obtained in college as as a means to obtain factual experience of the learning process and other education. Okay, thank you. I think that's all my report result during PLP or Introduction School Environmental. Sorry for the mistaken. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.